I prefer duck soup. And why a duck? Well, I got a duck because you're throwing bricks at me. When society has run out of money and there's nothing left to build, I guess you'll be throwing bricks. Throwing bricks at anybody passing in the street. Anybody that you can find to throw a brick at. Because I'm out here in the wild, in the wilderness of America, even though I've just gone a mile. To put a candle in the furnace of the sun, to taste the crude charms of the burning self, smoldering in the day. Karina said, "My daddy bought me a brand new Cadillac, but I always wanted a Jaguar. Especially a Jaguar on fire." The big squeeze is on. It's got us all bottlenecked between the homeless and Donald Trump. I've been hyped and typed and published in the wet leaves as the Fahrenheit 451 futurism trucks go grinding by. I've been nightmared to a self, and all my dreams fall down around my feet as the city falls. I'm staggering these greasy, flaming streets with fallen dreams and ingrown personality. This is a word to the wise. It's heaven on 4 hours sleep. It's the devil in 5 minutes. It's a word for all of us, a vow of silence. You ever paint in wet cement? I put both hands in and feel the concrete voltage of the earth. I've heard all the ice trance whisperings of the earth. I told you about the year of the monkey. I tell you, man, he's living there still. I've been fed celebrities until I start to choke. Knock me up in the morning. All this giving birth to words is habit forming. I am the mother of the homeless ocean that follows me around like a dog with a broken leg. I am the sister of the wild and virgin sound that's stuck in my ears. I am the brother of the scourging wings that sing around the bare light bulb. And I live in the real world. One day soon I'm going to take my shopping cart back to the supermarket. But it will be refused because my shopping cart is overloaded now with thought. Too chock full of ready-mades, found art, folk art, the stuff of legend writ large, the stuff of planetary legend singing, Ornette Coleman harmonics, man, brain wreck music on shiny new tracks I got my ear to. And as the empire falls down, and all around me, and then strikes back like a wounded saint, I realize the only revolution is the revolution in the barricades of sexuality. It's the only one left to fight. And as the empire falls all around me and then strikes back like a wounded snake in a road movie, I remember when in Rome, do as those who weren't built in a day. Do as those who build themselves every day. Like me, someone who isn't afraid to burn a plastic mask that no longer fits, or throw a rib out if it kills an old pose. Or take his mind and body behind the A-E-I-O-U of simple art, who is able to syllableize the heaven within to something colorful and cohesive you can dance to. And I remember to turn off all the lights and let you and me make love by the light of our emotions, not paint by numbers, but sculpt ourselves by a beauty beyond instinct. Learned behavior is for the dogs, and instinct is for the boll weevils I don't cotton to. My cash crop is the harvest moon, so let's dance. There's a crisp band of light on the ridgeline. It could be fire in the timber, or a volcano spitting up another carbon copy past. Because the corpse of every dead society looks the same when exhumed from the ashes. So let's dance, let's shake off the toe tags. One in Rome, do as those who weren't built in a day. This is Tom Brennan. This is the Procardia I take to control my blood pressure. It's my Chinese herbal medication. This is more Chinese herbal medication. And here's some stuff I wrote. Euclid Avenue. I come from the snow-driven neon east to the no-giving clapboard west. I was kidnapped from the lobby of skyscrapers and nailed to the trailer park desert. Abducted from the savvy delis of the city to watch cousins mate with cousins in the sand of California, and slaves accept their roles and prepare for wars the bankers cooked up for them. Here the yuccas bend to bite my thirst, but my eyes already so hungry, they taste the bones right through your skin. And the moon beats down on the dried, cracked crows who have left. No birds sing from the dead leaves. Here in the land of a million illegals, pigs stop me and ask me for ID. Here in the land of 1,000 shadow dances that are all done in the daylight. Here in the land of 1,000 dances, they're all done in the shadows. Here in the land of 1,000 shadows, everybody asks me for a light. Here the white trash live in cars waiting for crack at sunset. The veterans wander the streets in a much worse war than the other one they left behind. Here in this country where my father fought the Nazi machine in WW2, and I once worked as a teacher for 2 years, I know I'll never be as respected as Rodney King. Here they pass the rat-skin Boda bag around and you can drink the rusted water. Here in this city, too cowardly to have a 13th Street, I am the only 13, and it's only good luck. My body, the studio, my eyes, the camera, I am Studio 13. Here where yuppies are so bald and clean in their 20s and 30s, they foam at life with a soap like zest, only to lather up and rinse down the drain. Here where the water is on fire like PT 109, he walked on the water, but I danced on the rice and wine. I could walk on the mainstream because there are so many empty heads to rest my feet on as I go. Here where the killing hands are slow and they will draw you in soon. It's all just eyes between face cards under a crossbreed moon. The worst kind of homeless is to be not at home in your own head. The worst kind of homeless is to be not at home in your own head. Here, all the emotional sabotage caused by money cannot put plastic explosives on my organic dreams, because I'm involved in an experiment of my own night design. I am white trash, but I'm going to see how far my intelligence can take me on the Night Express. I'm doing it only for myself under the full moon. No one else could give a shit. I come from no kind of money. I've been denied through the force and construct of economics such things as college tuition and behavior patterns that would gain me employ. My smart mind and big mouth do nothing but get me in trouble, but they are my only possessions. I am short and I am white, and this is not the time or the place for either of those things. I'm automatically assigned oppressor status, or worse, cast as the harmless Bobcat Goldthwait, John Belushi novelty, or desperate human curio, the roles that I reject. The only short white male ever to be taken seriously was Charles Manson. We know what he had to do to attain that status. I'm attempting to survive the brutal strictures of this experiment. I want to be a creature of achievement amid all the posing animals. I don't see one potent cat bone in their whole conjury zoo. People say, "Oh, Brennan, why can't you be mellow?" Mellow and easy to swallow as the delicious Kool-Aid at Jonestown. I look at them and they're all smooth as cockroaches, with their antennas wavering upon me. They've cut off their antennas now so as to not make any warning sound when they come on to you with their queasy insect intensity. Left to their own devices, the people of this city are dangerous. But to see them clearly is to see only lazy animals primed for violence and vanity sold over the counter and right into their face. And the truth of my stance is my voice is a weapon I have total license for. Here, where LA is just one big creek bed with the working class shooting away, plinking at tin cans in the dried creek bed, what can you say about a city where vegetables sell their own meat? Here where the illiterates jack off and in on the violence they see on their screens. Here in this life with my father long dead and my mother made crazy by this society, the one act of rebellion is to develop a voice. I've forged a voice out of all the airplane glue and cheap plastic thrown my way. My voice is more beautiful than Cindy Crawford. My voice is a supermodel that delivers a payload. My voice is a camphorated tincture of opium and jellied gasoline, blooming like hothouse orchids in bouquet under the moon. My voice is the greenhouse effect. My voice is the global warming one-on-one on the intimate scale. My voice is a bedside manner in the bombed-out house. My voice is integrity because it's a full-time job to keep it. My voice demands a nubile cathedral of a girl to sing into sweet skin and bone and stained glass my song. My voice, there's only Lenny Bruce, MLK, and me. I've walked this dead beach and seen the seals eaten by flies. I've seen the pier turn to driftwood, and the driftwood turn to pier, and the pier turn to airplane glue. The lifeguards in the bars drunk on fear of tsunamis to come, and I've heard behind the dunes the sound of the searing sound of the windmills made of thousands of burning razor blades, spinning and cutting the night air at 45 RPM. The ferocious metal wheel devouring into the underpass teeth of city. Here in this test I have only my own time. I know who I am. I've walked through so many walls, I got the red brick dust on my nose, the plaster dust on my hair. All these houses are homeless without me inside them. Busted eyesore frames holding weeds and air. I've walked through them until I finally walked in on someone bigger than me, and found out I fit just right. And found cowardice is the most common of sense, but passion the most essential. And all the horrible compromises, I welcome them as my newest friends, but I sure wouldn't let them stay at my house. And I know the only kind of homeless is to be not at home in your own head.